In the previous episode of our barn find 1972 Honda CB750, we did a complete engine teardown that required flames and force to liberate the pistons from their bores. The engine was pretty grungy, but after degreasing and a quick power washing session, it was looking a whole lot better. In that episode, I mentioned wanting to have this engine dry ice blasted, and that's exactly what we do in this episode. Diesel. We're going to jump right in at BNC Dry Ice Blasting here in St. Louis. This is Jim, who runs the show and has been really fun to do business with. This process uses an extremely high volume of compressed air fed through a nozzle where crushed up ice is drawn in and combined with said airstream. This combination quickly removes dirt and grime from a surface, but does so without leaving any damage to the base material. The beauty of this process is that it's very safe with no harsh chemicals or damaging abrasives to force their way into places you don't want them. That's a cool process. Now, at the end of the last video where we tore down this engine, I did mention that we had another CB750 that we are working on, and that is this 78 model over here. So this has been a service job, and this belongs to a customer. And so we had the engine out of it, and we just wanted to go ahead and get it cleaned up as well. So it was a good time to go ahead and have other parts such as these wheels cleaned up and the sprocket carrier and stuff like that. But this is the first time we've actually used dry ice blasting, and I'm really happy with the results. And the variety of parts that we brought in there to have blasted worked as a great experiment to kind of see in the future like what parts will be best for that application, or where will that application be best for our needs. So anyway, let's take a look at some of these parts. Now on the ground we've got, of course, our cases, the cylinder head, the actual jugs. Those are for the gold 750 bike that we've been working on, and then these parts belong to that 78 model. So something that where this really shined was like doing shocks, you know. This was a great application of dry ice. It really got into all the crevices and stuff like that, and we don't have to worry about shooting, you know, media in through the shock or anything like that. So these were brought up, saved us a lot of work. Same thing with like the rear hub. We would have a similar finish with, let's say, our vapor blasting, but you know, this was already there, so this worked well. You know, we really have to do nothing to that. We might take a quick hand polish and just like brighten it up a little bit more, but that was a really awesome application for dry ice. Now, probably the most awesome or the most satisfying part was the sprocket carrier. Now I say that because this one has a lot of variety to it. So we have like thin metal, we also have hardware, and we have like thick steel, and then also aluminum. So this shows the range of that process. Now, what I really like is that we have, black zinc coating on this. We also have like gold zinc plated bolts, and then regular, like bright chrome zinc plating, and then regular steel raw aluminum, and all of those colors come up as factory after the blasting. And so this was just one of those things that's like, okay, this shows the range. And even though we're gonna replace the bearing, we know we didn't do any damage to the bearing. Now the case here was a little bit different of a story. Now whenever I drop these cases off, I was under the impression that the dry ice is not something that you're gonna use to take off paint. So after communicating that to Jim, he said that, oh, well, he'll have to turn, the pressure way down. And so basically he has the ability to just take this all down to raw aluminum. So knowing that now, going forward, I'll probably just have him let's just get all the paint off of it, because then we'll be able to work with bare aluminum here. So you can see here is like still painted. It's looking really good up in this area. And then here, just naturally, this usually gets a little bit of wear on it, but this is just where it's gone down to raw aluminum, where the paint has come off. So a little bit right here. So it's not that the dry ice blasting hasn't worked, it's just to what level do you want it to work. So I think I had the wrong impression about it, but knowing this now, going forward, just crank it up, let's knock all the paint off. Now, as you guys know, in a sprocket carrier area, there's always a lot of grease. So we tried to clean this up the best we could before we dropped it off. But one area the dry ice does not do well is on top of that, because that grease has like a little bit of a cushion to it with an impact from the dry ice. And so the cushion kind of absorbs it, and it's less efficient. So it doesn't take off, quite as much. So you definitely want to make sure you get these things clean before you drop them off. Now, underneath, this is all perfectly clean. It's so nice. So this is an area, all of these fins and stuff like that, that's just a really complex area to try to hit. So now this is all clean, and we are ready to basically start prepping this for paint, because I have decided we are going to paint it. Now, we were undecided on what direction we were going to go with this bike as far as paint is concerned, but now I have decided we are going to paint it, and that is because I'm feeling the pressure from Throttle Pop. So it's a new channel, and he is working on his first restoration of a CB750, and he is doing some fantastic work for not only his first time, but really just kind of anybody doing this work. And he's got the engine ripped down in his, and he's painting his. And because he's been referencing some of my videos as maybe some of his guides, it's like I have to step up now, so like a little competition. But anyway, we're gonna make this thing nice. So I do want to paint it. We're not gonna go super crazy with all of the details, but we do have to extract the plugs in that head. We do have to go ahead and rebuild it. We'll decarbon it. I might clean up the intake ports or something like that. So it is what it is. But again, shout out to Throttle Pop for just doing some awesome work and having some really awesome videos. Now back onto the subject matter here. So some chrome plating. We did have a little bit of rust, as you'd expect. So you can see there's a teeny bit of evidence left, but the dry ice blasting did awesome on these things. So that was somewhere that saved us a lot of time. Yes, we can polish that up. But taking this to the vapor blaster might have been a little bit too aggressive. So, we don't lose any finish on the chrome. And this is just straight out of the machine. We have not touched this with any kind of buffing wheel or hand polish or anything like that. So this one, we had him blast assembled. So looking really good. The hub's cleaned up. And we are going to relace these things probably today with all new spokes. That way they just look correct. So it'll be nice, clean, fresh wheels, just like the Z1 right there. Now in this bike, this engine was blasted assembled. This is the one that was on the dolly. And so kept the pressure really low, didn't really remove any paint. If you look at any CB750, there's always paint missing here, because this is where a lot of like chemicals gather, like fuel and oil and stuff like that. So naturally the paint kind of disappears here. But this is in really good shape. We did put a new valve cover on it. Like quite literally, the customer provided an NOS valve cover. Unbelievable. So we did go ahead and actually pull the top end off of this. We went ahead and cleaned the pistons. I gave the cylinder a fresh hone, and then we, pulled the valves out, cleaned all the seats, gave it a valve job, and that is ready to go now. So beyond that, chassis is just going together. Seth has been hard at work on this thing. We're not really gonna have any updates on it except for maybe like what we're doing right now. But yeah, this is looking really good. So today, gonna get the oil tank in it. We already have the suspension finished. So the forks are over here. So the original stanchions were in great shape. And then these, we actually did a nice polish on. So those came out looking really good. And then our parts shelf is starting to decrease finally. So have a lot of stuff left to put back on, but we have, like a dyna ignition system going in, oil pressure gauge. We've got like new retainers for the wheel bearings, which we'll replace. And then removing the vetter off of it, we're actually converting it back to a headlight setup. So we have different ears. And so it's been kind of a fun little project to part source for this one. But overall, super happy with the dry ice process. So we will definitely be using this going forward. I know I could probably have some components on that CBX done, which would be nice. So anyway, we're gonna continue on this project. This engine rebuild should continue here before too long. We're just trying to get some other work out the door before we take more stuff apart. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little update video. Look for some more updates on the channel. I'll have more Nighthawk content coming, and then also more CBX content. So anyway, again, hope you guys liked it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.